Hey, what's up? Today I want to show you how to make a Fanouropita, which is in essence a Greek coffee cake. Very easy to do, broken down into 4 steps, nothing complicated at all. So here's the thing with this Fanouropita, a little bit of history behind it. Typically, Greeks make Fanouropita in late August on the eve of Saint Fanourios Day. And what we do is we bake this and we give it to the church. Now, here's the thing. Saint Fanourios is the guy that is responsible for finding things, or if you're been looking for something or discovery, that's what he does. If you find health, love, happiness, or whatever it is that you've been looking for, if it comes through in that year, you take the Fanouropita to church and the priest shares it after the evening mass on the eve of. Hey, you could have, like, if you're Greek, you could have like a spinster daughter, getting up there and, you're looking, for somebody and she finds a guy, and you know what? In this case, you bring a whole tray of these things to church. And anyhow, so first things first with this, preheat your oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or about 155, 160 degrees Celsius. Get that off and going. One less thing to worry about. We don't have to play catch up. For this, my Fanouropita, I am using a basic round 12-inch stainless steel pan. And for this, all I really want to do is add a little non-stickability to this. So I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon or 2. And what I'd like to do is just real quick, just spread it around the sides and the bottom. I've got here like maybe a tablespoon or 2 of whole wheat flour. So all I'm going to do is very simply just take my flour and just roll it around nice and easy like this. So in this bowl, I have 3 cups of self-rising flour. Along with this, I'm going to add a cup and a quarter of raisins. And here's the thing with this, the reason I'm putting my raisins in the flour is because I want them to get coated with this, and I don't want them to all sink on the bottom. And along with the raisins and the flour, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Perfect. So now just take your spatula and just start mixing this to incorporate the flour, the raisins, and the baking powder. So now I've taken my mixing bowl and I'm going to add my liquid ingredients. So in here goes 1 cup of my Greek extra virgin olive oil. Along with my olive oil, I'm going to do about half a cup of cognac or so. Cognac never hurt anybody. So along with that, I'm going to do 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Ground cinnamon is going to go in here as well. So just put that in there like that. And half a teaspoon of ground cloves will go in here as well. Going to give us like a really nice, rich, deep, earthy flavor. So now we're ready to go. I'm going to put my bowl in my mixer here. And you can see it a little bit better. Get some of this stuff out of the way here. Awesome. Drop it. Lock and load, baby. And just let that kind of mix up, beat away, pretty much until your sugar is dissolved. So watch what's happening here. The sugar, in essence, has emulsified our oil mixture, and it's exactly what we want. Really awesome trick to get a lighter and fluffier cake. I learned this in Greece, by the way. And that is actually mixing your baking soda with some kind of acid. In this case, I'm using orange juice, and I'm going to do about 1.5 cups. So there's my 1.5 cups there. And another trick to this as well is make sure that your orange juice you're using has pulp in it. It's key. It adds a little bit of extra flavor. Absolutely wonderful. So now, watch this. I'm going to take about a teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm going to put this in here. Watch this now. Right before our eyes, this is actually starting to fluff up. and you're getting this chemical reaction from the baking soda and the orange juice. So I'm just going to do this for a few seconds until it actually starts frothing up. And then now I'm going to drop this, lock and load, get this spinning, and add this orange soda mixture into our olive oil mixture. Easy, nothing to this. Now give that maybe a minute or two just to kind of incorporate and get all mixed together. And then we'll be ready to add our dry mixture of flour, raisins, and baking powder. Now don't be a hero in this case. When you're adding any kind of dry mixture to wet mixture, drop it to your lowest setting, which is like a stir setting. You'll thank me later. You don't want to end up looking like Casper. And all we're going to do now is slowly start incorporating this in our bowl. Now, when you're at this stage and you see the batter is really loose, almost runny, that's okay. Don't panic. It's the way it's supposed to be. This is almost like a thick pancake kind of batter. So I'm just going to get my pan here ready that we've already pre-greased. Our oven has preheated, and we're actually good to go here. Now that our flour is completely incorporated, you may want to kind of kick it up a notch or two and get your batter really whipped up and get some air in there. I also have another Fanouropita recipe that's available. I'll include that in the description below. Take this now and just pour it into your pan. So now the flour that had coated our raisins now is completely is in there. So now our raisins will definitely not sink to the bottom here, which is an awesome thing when you cut this. Give us a little tap here into our 350-degree oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. At the 35-minute mark or so, start checking for doneness by using the toothpick test. So our Fanouropita is ready to go. It's done. Truth be known, I've had this out of the oven and cooling for about 35-45 minutes, give or take. The important thing here is because the next step is icing sugar, it's important that your cake be pretty cool. So that way, if you add the icing sugar on top, you're not going to have it melt on you, and then it's just going to become almost like a glaze. And that's not really, what we're looking for here. This is pretty easy to handle now. Let's see how this comes out here. Hopefully it'll come out and not embarrass me. That is absolutely lovely. That is absolutely gorgeous, my friends. My Fanouropita is done perfectly. You can see it just, the aroma, the smell is absolutely fantastic. My gosh. It's almost like a banana bread without the banana type of thing and without the walnuts, of course. So let me do the next thing here. Find this. And just very simply, I'm going to take my icing sugar. Just like that. I like generally a heavier layer of icing sugar, more calories. So that is what it should look like at this point here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it because I want to show you guys what it looks like on the outside. And this is actually the cool part. So I'm just going to take this where you guys can see this too. Like that. Got a nice little piece for me. Like that. And I'm just going to pull it out here. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Done perfectly inside. It's light. It's fluffy. Let me take a little piece here. Thank you, Saint Fanourios. So that's it for this episode on my Fanouropita. It's nut-free, dairy-free, suitable for Lent, but for all of that aside and the Saint Fanourios thing, It is absolutely delicious to make year-round, any time of year. You know, you're getting together with friends. Very, very easy recipe to do and very, very delicious. So I thank you for your time in watching this. I hope you learned something. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and consider sharing this as well with someone that might love or may want to make this and looking for a different recipe for Fanouropita. So again, I thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, keep cooking, and I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye for now.